Hi everybody, it's the CC&JT Amateur Production Values Coach Ty over there, CC.
And over there is JT.
And we start off with a little bit of a somber note. We wish to send our strength and support to those who are remembering their loved ones on Memorial Day, this Memorial Day weekend. It is a difficult time for you because you see all these reminders of loved ones who've gone on. And so, it's people like to say, when it comes to a 3-day holiday, they can like to start it off by saying Happy Memorial Day, things like that.
Right.
But it is actually a somber occasion. And so we send our strength, we send our love to everybody. CC, and we've kind of got a red, white, blue motif going on here. I'm wearing my NASA shirt because because of recent events. NASA reminded us of what our country used to be and what it could be again. And so, it's a very complex weekend.
And mentioning NASA, the heyday in the 1960s with the Apollo program, and of course at that time was also the Vietnam War. So, there have been good times and bad times happening simultaneously throughout history, and this is no exception. So we just need to remember to look for the good times even when it's hard.
Yeah, it's so for those of us who are thinking and remembering, again, we send our love and we send our strength. Now we're going to switch to a higher gear, and we're going to talk about how to make people happy with something so simple. First of all, our podcast is not yet sponsored by Jack in the Box. Not yet. It should be.
At this rate.
Jack.
Uncle Jack.
But every Sunday morning before the podcast, we get a meal from Jack in the Box. We get the burrito supreme, breakfast burrito, the meat lovers burrito.
Lovers.
But we get it in a bowl because tortillas are not good for diabetics.
Right.
And we've done this like twice a week. We've done it with enough regularity that the people at Jack in the Box you're kind of used to it. And
they recognize our order.
I recognize their order, and we are just, it's just lately, you guys have been so on fire.
Today's was primo.
Yeah,
really
it's like,
good.
When you guys are making up those bowls, it's like, wow. And we know these things happen in cycles,
Right.
And that's life. It happens in cycles. But right now, you guys' bowl's on fire. But this morning was especially good. And then, you know how to make a 64-year-old grumpy veteran happy? You give him stickers.
It was so cute. I opened the bag and I knew this was just going to make his day, and it did.
Like, stickers! Oh my God, that was
and
so
it's
fun.
fun because they all have different expressions. One of them is wearing sunglasses. These are the stickers that they normally use. They'll sometimes use them on the top of the coffee cup to make sure it doesn't spill, because when you get a DoorDash order, they're very careful. I love the way they pack the orders.
Yeah.
But they put a big sticker basically over the lid of the cup to make sure it doesn't spill. The top doesn't come off.
And we usually get a message on that sticker too.
Yes.
So thank you.
But sometimes they'll put one of these little stickers over the little hole at the top, just kind of as an extra measure of security. So the fact that and I love that the top one has heart eyes. This one has heart eyes.
So,
we're easily amused.
I know, simple minds, simple things, but it was
But honestly, this is kind of our point. We are simple people. We were just talking about that. It doesn't take much to make someone's day. And really, if it's as easy as just giving them some stickers, then
kindness and
matters.
It doesn't take much.
Especially on a weekend like this where people may be feeling a lot of pain and stress and, having rough memories.
Yeah.
It's, you don't know what someone is feeling, so do your best to be kind.
Yeah.
And that's our preaching for the morning.
So, Jack in the Box Corporate, if you're watching, this is the William Street store in Carson City, Nevada. Their team is fantastic. Give them love. Send them something because they just got 5 minutes. You just got 5 minutes of free advertising. Of course, this goes to tens of viewers, but still, hey.
You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
someday I'm hoping someday that our videos may take off.
Yeah, and you know, if they do, then we're gonna bring along Jack in the Box coffee with us.
Yep.
So it's awesome. So other things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about. Oh yeah, I know what we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about our books first that we got in progress, and we'll talk. Let's first do appearances. Let's
Right.
do books,
Okay.
and then let's hit the meat.
Okay.
So books, go.
So Battleborn Bride is probably halfway through the first edits at Red Adept. It's also with one of my beta readers. I need to get off my butt and get it to the other couple of them. Yes, I know. And I also contacted my potential cover designer. I did get a message back this morning that I need to respond to. So hopefully the cover for Restless Spirits Book 2 will be coming soon. Restless Spirits Book 2 is with Red Adept for the very final kind of the macro that they run on it to make sure everything is where it should be. And then I'll be formatting and getting that ready for upload because I'm looking at it coming out in a month and 2 days. So it's coming close, and then I will be focusing most of my efforts back to Battleborn Bride.
Okay. And then the sequel to this book, love this cover, the sequel to this book is done. It has been, everything has been done. All I need to do is stick it in Atticus and start it, and which I'm going to be doing very soon.
And you need to cover.
Cover. And so my good friend whose name I cannot pronounce, which is in this thing, I need to contact you if you are watching. I hope you're watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And please again forgive me for destroying your name, Takshila Bandana. It's just you did a wonderful job on this and the other cover, so I'll be contacting you on this. But the sequel to this, and thanks to TerryCase.com, we have a title. We have made the decision that the title you sent us is the title we're going to be doing for the sequel.
It is perfect. It was actually inspired. I never would have come up with it. So
nicely done.
Thank you.
And so that's coming here soon, and we're going to talk about the other book that I'm working on right now.
In just a minute.
But we're going to come back. I said we're going to do appearances and books, and then somehow,
we flipped it, but that's okay. So appearances.
Okay, so 2 or 3 times a week, you'll see me at Comic Coffee. I try to get there usually on Mondays. I don't know if they're open tomorrow, so
They may not be.
So.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. Talk about why in a second. Now, Tuesday, May 26th, I'm really looking forward to do an author chat at the Churchill County Library in Fallon, Nevada. Fallon, Nevada, home of Naval Air Station Fallon and Top Gun. I'll be Maverick. No, I won't. So that's gonna be a kick because I'm gonna be talking about Sheriff in Nevada, and my topic is going to be, using Nevada as a backdrop, as a character in books, and I have fun doing that. I'm also going to read chapter 1 if they allow it, so that'll be awesome.
Well, it's your talk. I think it's up to you to do what you want to do.
June 6th is not as important as June 5th. We almost got married on June 6th, which would have been a Sunday.
That's
but
why
I think we weren't married on June 6th.
The church, but
the church,
yes. So June 5th is our 44th anniversary, but that's not what we're discussing here.
Right. June 6th is we're going to be at Victoria Square.
Yep.
Sparks, Nevada, with our colleagues and friends at the Sierra Arts Foundation, the Sierra Arts Literary Community.
Yep.
We'll be there and we'll be doing books. And I just hope it's not winter.
It should be fine. Actually, going back to our anniversary though, so June 5th, you would think it would be nice and warm, but the night before our wedding, it actually did snow.
Yeah.
So it does happen. June 6th could be a cold day. I remember standing in the shadow of the church as the sun was going down for pictures, and we were all freezing on June 5th. So when he says he hopes it's not winter, he's not joking. Nevada has very changeable weather at this time of year.
Okay, the following Friday, June 12th, we're going to be over here on Curry Street in Carson City helping Bub's Bookstore grand opening. Yay!
Yay!
We are going to be at a table signing and talking and doing basically whatever they want. If they want us to, lift that bale and tote that load or whatever, we want to support our local bookstore. So
we need a place like this so badly, and it's in a historic old building. So if you are in Carson City, Nevada, please come out. If you can't make it on June 12th, I think, isn't that a Friday?
Yeah, Friday, June 12th.
So people may be working. We will be there, I think, at 1:30.
Yeah.
So basically, if you can't make it during the day, be sure to go after work, because we really need to give them our love and support. We need this community gathering space. They have some great plans. So we are really hoping that Bub's Bookstore takes off.
Right.
And we plan to do everything we can to help support them.
But we're also their competitors. So, which is funny, but it's a slight divergence. We have an online bookstore, but we're only selling our books. Okay, the next day, June 13th, we will be at the Brewery Arts Center over there again, over by the church where we got married. Which
used to be the church.
It used to be the church, and we will have a table at Nevada Pride. So we're looking forward to that. We had so much fun at the last Brewery Arts Center event. We're hoping to repeat that, so that'll be awesome. July 18th, we may be at the Reno Public Market. We're still waiting for confirmation on that. August 25th, Cece will be doing her own author talk at the Churchill County Library, so that'll be fun. Do you have a subject yet?
It will probably be Passion Restored, my book that was mainly set in Virginia City. So I should have the sequel to that out, which also takes place in Nevada. So I may talk about both of the books.
Yep, so that's awesome. And then we have other events. October is going to be a party. So, and then when November hits, we're going to be doing this.
Well, November going into December, then I'm sure we will probably pick up some pre-holiday events for people who want to start on their Christmas shopping.
Right.
If you want to start now.
If you want to start now, we have a little bookstore.
Spread out your budget over the course of the year. We're always available.
Okay, so let's jump into the meat of this. Which, by the way, is not chicken's box. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday. And what happened yesterday has Cece's eyes on rolling, because she was just going, oh, Jesus, what are you doing now?
Let me put this into context for you. So for the past 2-ish months, JT has been on a kick. And when JT gets focused on a writing project, this is not unusual, but this kind of went to the extreme this time. He's got tunnel vision. So when he has a story idea and it's really coming out, because he is a pantser, and he'll take walks, ideas come to him in the shower, they come to him as he's falling asleep. So when he sits down at the keyboard the next day, he's ready to go. So yesterday, this was like him, I don't know, on steroids, because it was what I'm used to, but to an extreme that I'm not used to seeing.
Yeah, it's yesterday was, and our fellow writers will be going when I say this. Yesterday I wrote 6,177 words.
That's a lot.
6,100 words. But yesterday I finished the first draft of this book. 111,718 words. It just came out. It just really basically wrote itself, because I had an idea, I had a mission, and I had a destination. I just had to get there. And so I just wove through here. But I'm going to caution that, again, I wrote from the semi-female view. Semi-female. I'm not going to give anything away more than that. Semi-female. So it has to withstand the rigorous review of CC, Terry, and Kappa to make sure that I was not, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, patronizing. Make sure that I wasn't patronizing. Now, I have received positive feedback in the way that I do write from the female point of view.
Maggie, the protagonist in this book, is obviously female, and I will say that people have expressed concern about reading a book written by a male about a female, but the feedback has been good. So far the track record is good.
So, and I don't think this book will deviate from that, but
it's different subject matter.
It's different subject matter. It's complicated subject matter, and I'm not going to go into the deep part of the subject matter, but I believe in this book so strongly if it passes CC's scrutiny, Terry's scrutiny, and Kappa's scrutiny, because I really need the three of you guys. Plus, any other, if you want to be a female beta reader, reach out to me. But I'm looking for female beta readers who will be candid from the point of view. I will say in this book there is no pregnancies, so that helps a little bit. And you'll see why. But I need to see if I need candid feedback to make sure that I am within the proper bounds. And I'm going to talk more about how the character developed as we get going. You want to say something? I said
No, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to give anything away.
Okay, all right.
But it's an interesting premise. I haven't read it yet, but it's an interesting premise. So that's all I'm going to say.
It's not, and nobody's going to get it for another week or two because I have to do so much cleanup and so much editing. But what I do want to say though is I believe in this book so strongly. If it passes the gatekeepers, I believe in this book so strongly that I'm going to try traditional publishing. I'm going to send query letters. I'm going to do the whole thing. That's how strongly I believe in that, which means that after I publish the sequel to this book, I'm not going to be publishing anymore for the rest of the year because I'm going to be focusing on two things. I'm going to be focusing on getting the current draft ready to go, betaed, and then hopefully Terry will find some time to do some creative editing to find out what to bolster the weak points and suggest more strengths. And then I'm going to be working on getting it traditionally published, not at one of the big five, but one of the smaller ones. And just go from there. I want to that's how much I believe in this. I want a larger creative team on it. We've been good so far, but I really think that this one needs to get out there.
And when you say you're submitting, what you're looking for are presses that don't require an agent.
Yeah,
and so
correct? But they exist out there.
Mm-hmm.
They exist out there, and I think that this book has the potential to do that. Now, am I lying to myself? I don't think I'm lying to myself. I think I'm just saying, hey, I'm being optimistic. But it's traditional publishing is hard. For self-publishing, and we've done almost 20 books self-publishing, it's easy compared to traditional publishing because we are the publishers. We do everything.
Mm-hmm.
We edit. We manage our covers.
In our case, we hire editors.
Yeah, that's true. We hire editors. We hire cover designers, all of whom do a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
We do our own marketing poorly, but all of that, everything that you would expect a traditional publisher to do is done by the independent publisher. But I would be lying if I didn't say I was nervous about going into this because traditional publishing is a different world. It's a big, humongous challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a list here of the challenges that traditional publishing does. And of course, I've already mentioned, getting to the front door.
Yes, the gatekeepers.
Getting through the gatekeepers. So what I will be focusing on is small companies that do small time, not small time, but don't require an agent. Because I don't have an agent.
Well, and that's another process. If you do decide to go agented and maybe try the big five, then you have to submit to the agent, or normally you submit to a lot of agents who might potentially represent you, and that's adding an extra level of stress and time. And if you can go with a smaller press, or even self-published authors, if the book happens to take off, that could lead to being agented at a later date and maybe being published by another bigger publisher. But the challenges with going with a small press is, it's a little bit less than trying to go with the big five publisher.
Yeah. And, and their business, we respect that. They are They live and die by the market. They see what the market has. They see what needs to be out there for their products to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, with the advent of independent publishing, and they get, people doing manuscripts, and of course artificial intelligence manuscripts, which is a whole different bailiwick, which we're not going down. They're being inundated with transcripts and manuscripts. And it's a challenge to pick those out, so I respect that. But for me, I could see also, right now, when we do our books, for good or bad, they're our books. We have control. We are responsible for every word in it, and that's not going to change when you go to traditional publishing.
Right.
When we go to traditional publishing, it's still our name on the cover, so we are still responsible from here to here. There's no exception to that. But still, when you sign on with a publishing company, you run the risk of saying, hey, we like this, but we would like these changes if you want your book to advance. And so the writer has that challenge of deciding, what do I do?
Is it worthwhile?
Is it worthwhile? Do I want to do that? And that's going to be a difficult thing to say, difficult thing for me to say, or difficult for me to process, because if they say, well, we like your ending, we think this ending is stronger, I'm gonna be taking a step back and going, yeah. And then of course, there's the editorial control, and then there's the time, because as Cece said, she has a document on her computer that she can publish on her birthday in 32 days. In 32 days. When you go with traditional publishing, you're looking at months and years. And so this book could be going back and forth. What is it? It's 2026. It could be going back and forth in 2027, 2028.
Yep.
It could be all those challenges. And then when that's all said and done, you get the book in your hand and you go, yay, I got the book in my hand. Now I'm going to be rich and famous, but mostly rich. No. Stephen King gets rich. First time traditionally published writers do not get rich.
With some exceptions.
Right.
There are always caveats to that. There are people who go viral, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. It's worse than lightning in a bottle. It's worse than lightning in a bottle. And then, of course, when you sign on to traditional publishers, and if the book does do well, you probably by then have signed a contract that says you need to give them 2 or 3 more, and probably like 1 a year. And it's like, ugh, yuck.
Mister, I'm not writing a sequel to this one.
Yeah. The upside, of course, is they take care of many of the things, like they'll take responsibility for the editing and the cover, whether you like it or not. You'll get a cover that they like, and
it's not just the cover they like, though. They do market research to find out which covers will sell better.
Yeah.
So it's not just them randomly choosing a cover. They've done a lot of research. They've published a lot of books. So they have a better idea of which covers will work.
And of course, you said the M word, market.
Yes, marketing.
Marketing. They will take the burden of marketing off you, but they may say things like, well, we need you at this place at this time. Show up with a smile.
Maybe, maybe not. Because even in the big 5 traditional publishing houses, some of the lesser known authors really get very little marketing support because they're busy focusing on the big names. So even going with a traditional publisher, whether they're big 5 or a small press, the bulk of the marketing is going to fall on the author.
Yeah, and so because they are going to be taking advantage of the availability of the writer. At the same time, they also know how nearly impossible it is to market a book in the 21st century, and how expensive it can get very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you've got a podcast, you can do it. It's like, yeah, but have you seen how many followers actually?
We will say, though, that one of the advantages to being published by a press, aside from 2 More Books LLC, is that there is probably a better chance that at least some bookstores may pick it up, because it will probably be more readily available through Ingram Spark or whatever, and that way maybe the book will be on bookstore shelves. We have a few of our books in the local bookstores here, but aside from our books being available on Libby and Overdrive, where they've gotten much wider library presence, bookstores not so much.
Yeah, and we understand that because there are fewer readers per ratio than there have been probably at any time in our country's existence, because and we don't want to get too deeply political here, but there's just the reality that right now illiteracy is celebrated, and it's a difficult fad, but all fads end. So hopefully, we'll swing in the other direction. But there are still millions of people out there that lose themselves in a book, and that's why we do what we do, because we like to lose ourselves in our book. And as Cece mentioned, I lost myself in this book.
Big time.
But how do I say this? But I'm still going to, with all the burdens and challenges and negative sides of traditional publishing, I still am going to give it a shot with this particular book, because I believe in it so hard. And if nothing comes of it in 2026, then you know what, I could just flip a switch and just take care of it. But I'm going to do it myself. But I'm going to give it an honest effort and do the dance.
You might have to wait until 2027, honestly.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen. Oh, I know. It's not. It's late May right now as we record this, and I know that in 2026 there will be no yeses. We will have to make the effort, but
you might get a request for a full. Yeah. Which and there is a whole process involved in submitting to publishers, but going back to you really believe in this book, that doesn't mean we don't believe in the other books we published.
Right.
What I think GT is saying here is that he believes it's more marketable to a press than maybe some of our other books have been.
Yeah, and you know what, that's and I kind of get it. I kind of get it that I'm probably fooling myself just a little bit, because what the heck?
Maybe not.
We believe in our babies. We believe in our babies. We believe when we see things in them that other people do not see or have trouble seeing. But maybe this time.
You never
this
know.
time is different. This time for sure. Well, we can hope.
We think this about every one of our books, and I have the same delusion about Battleborn Bride, that it's going to land with a big splash in October, and I'm pretty sure I know where it's going. But it's like the hope is what keeps us writing.
The hope is what keeps us writing, and sometimes we do hit a book like you with Battleborn Bride, and me with this particular book, that we believe in it so hard we can taste it. We believe in it so hard that we wake up thinking about it and we go to sleep thinking about it. That's how hard we believe in it. Passion is powerful, and we're shaping that passion into words and feelings that we hope you enjoy as much as we enjoy. Will anything come of it? Well, darn it, we're going to give it our best shot.
You never know unless you try. The only failure really is not trying. So if you believe in something that strongly, it doesn't hurt to try. And it's, like JT said, if it doesn't pan out within a specific period of time, maybe, we still have the option to publish it ourselves.
The upside about this, though, is I can dampen, I don't want to use dampen, but I can shape my passion appropriately early in the process, because I do have fantastic editors and fantastic betas. And so that with them being the first step, I respect their opinion, I trust their opinion, and I will incorporate their opinion into this book. And if they tell me that I'm just patronizing the heck, out of the female gender, or actually it's more complicated than that, you'll see.
Much more complicated.
Yeah, if I out of the main character of this book, I'm going to listen, and so I need at least the three of you, plus any other, beta reader comes on, I really need you guys to be brutal. Because if you're not brutal, then, I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. And I really need, if I'm going to be disappointed, I want to be disappointed at the beginning and not at the end.
It's true. It is a long drawn out process. And if you have that hope, if it keeps building, it can be a much more painful process than if you kind of find out at the outset. However, I will say, having not read the manuscript yet, JT's track record is good. So I'm comfortable saying that I believe this is a good book. I believe it is as good as he thinks it is, which is saying something because actually I think in most cases he's kind of like, it's okay. I think it's accurate to say when you finish a book, you're like, yeah, well, it was fun. It's okay.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
But the fact that he believes in this one so strongly makes me feel comfortable saying that I believe this will be a good manuscript.
But I still need your help. Also, if there's a science person out there, male or female, that wants to take a swing at being a beta reader, we appreciate that. Yes, I'm looking at you, Dan. Okay. I'm going to come down now.
He probably won't come down for a while. This has been going for at least 2 months already.
Yeah. It's like, I started writing this book on May 16th.
No.
I finished,
March.
March 16th,
Yep.
excuse me. I started writing this book on March 16th. I finished it on May 23rd. 50 writing days. I don't track days I don't write because those are breaks. But I wrote the 112,000 words in 50 writing days. So maybe I was a teeny bit obsessed.
Well, we took a road trip to Utah during this experience, and I went to a conference. But meanwhile, while I was out socializing and visiting the area, he was in the hotel room writing all day long for 2 straight days. So
Cece comes to me and says, I feel really bad about leaving you behind. And I'm going,
I had a great time.
I'm having fun. I mean, Holiday Inn Express has free breakfast, so I went downstairs, I got a bowl of bacon, I got a coffee cup, and I came up to the room, and I was set. And then when she comes, you did come, did you come home one day?
I left early on Friday,
Yeah, but it's like when she came in, it's like I stood up and my knees cracked like branches.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so obsessed, and we will say that probably this manuscript is also brought to you by Jack in the Box and Holiday Inn Express.
And Comma Coffee.
And Comma Coffee,
Our good friends at Comma Coffee. The bacon and coffee, the bacon and coffee at Comma Coffee. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're kind of going down.
No, because this is actually JT's writing process, and I think it's valuable to know what goes into putting out a book. It doesn't just appear out of thin air. It is a lot of long hours. It is a lot of different locations, because this book was actually written in 2 states. And, it's like, I don't think it's just blathering. I think it's valuable background about how deeply involved in this book he has been. And we went on a road trip, and he chose to spend 2 days in a hotel room working on the book. So
if it's good enough for Mario Puzo, it's good enough for me. And don't forget also when we were doing appearances, I was writing.
That's true. Yeah, he would have his computer open while we were out in public, because obviously there are a lot of quiet times in between people coming over to say hello, and he'd be working on the book. So kudos.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about my psychosis in another. In another episode.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're going to be doing the Stephen Colbert thing here with the
a
spit
little
take.
Spit take there. All right. So programming notes. Let's go ahead and change the subject. Programming notes. So next week we will be back. We will continue to be on our regular podcast. We'll be talking to each other. And then on just June 7th, we will be posting an interview that we will have with Tiffany Ross. And then Priya Hunter is a couple weeks after that, and then maybe Robert Lowell a couple weeks after that. And then we are going to be on hiatus as we take a break from the author interviews, not from this podcast, but from the author interviews, as we get organized, our business organized, because CC has ideas on social media, and of course I'm going to be kicking off the submission process.
Yeah.
And so these things will be taking time away. So we are taking a hiatus so we can focus on writing and business related projects. We will still be doing this podcast. We will still be doing public appearances. We are just not doing the author interviews, which, by the way, we just have so much fun and we enjoy doing that.
We really do. And we end up, or I should say, I end up with quite the TBR because I have a stack of books. That's probably something else I'll be doing this summer is getting through those books. I need to read them and post some reviews because I'm really excited to enjoy our local authors. I'm enjoying authors that we've never met in person. And that's one of the reasons we enjoy interviewing authors is because we find things that we may not otherwise have seen.
Yeah. So all sorts of,
we have a lot of plans this summer. It's not going to be party time, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, and we are glad that you're along with us. We're glad that you're watching us. And as always, if you could please tell your friends and family about us, pass the word, because that is the best type of marketing. And if you could please tell your family and friends that we do have books out there for 99 cents on Amazon. And if you want to take advantage of those, we get 35 cents. We get 35 cents for every Amazon 99-cent book.
Ebooks for 99 cents.
But if you like your paperback book, paperbacks, we have a bookstore, an online bookstore that you can access through our website at carsonhume.com. And, that is where we receive the biggest profit. And we say again that if you are in the Carson City, Washoe, Story, Lyon, Douglas County regions, and if you're up, at State Line and things like that, we will reverse the shipping costs immediately and meet you in the public place of your choosing and give you the book that you have ordered. So, hey, it's $15 in tax. Good deal.
Or if you happen to be out and about and you want to meet up with us at one of our appearances, we will have all of our books available there as well. We're very happy to chat with you because usually there's not a long line. So if you have questions, we've talked to people who are interested in writing and heard about their writing process or the fact that they may want to start writing. And we try to be as supportive as we can because we know what a challenge the writing process can be. So you can definitely come out and see us at one of our events as well.
Okay. I think we've kept you here long enough. I think life needs to go on.
Yeah, I ran out of coffee.
Oh, you poor thing. I'm almost done. Okay. Until next time, same bat channel, same bat time.
Same bat time,
same bat channel. Yeah, and if you know the reference, you're old.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
There are Batman fans.
Schedule your colonoscopy. Over there is CC.
And over there's JT.
Thank you for following along. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you and we thank you for coming along. Take care.
Bye.